Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, and this is Module 11, and we are on Part 7 of our modeling our sci-fi weapon. So let's go ahead and add some bevels on here. I can see that we need to make some adjustments on this, and we're just going to go ahead and start tweaking this out. So I'm going to click on the top piece here and do Control 1 to isolate it. And I'm just going to click on these edges here on the top only. Okay, just the top ones. And I'm going to hit the R key and just scale those in like that. Something like that would be good. Okay. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go Control 1 again. Click on the back part, do Control 1. And on this one, we want to do the top and the back. So start from the top like this, all the way down. Like that. We're just going to do the other side too as well. And just the top part here and down the bottom, just like that. Okay, I'm going to hit the 4 key just to make sure I don't have anything else selected. Okay, going to hit the 5 key, and then we're going to go ahead and select the R key and just scale that in. Now I want to see how far we're going to be scaling that. So I'm going to do Control 1 again, so that opens up everything. I'm going to go to the top view. And we're going to kind of make these about the same. Just going to follow that line all the way across. Just kind of take a look and make sure that looks correct. And that's pretty good. We're just trying to get these two exactly the same. Okay. So the top part is done. But the bottom part is not. So we're going to have to do that as well. Okay, and the back. So this gets a little trickier. I'm going to hit the Q key, get in selection mode. I'm going to click on that one, and then down at the bottom, I'm going to hold the shift key down, double click on it. It should click on that whole side. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click on that one to go all the way to the end here and click on this one. Whoops, looks like it didn't work. Let's go ahead and hold the shift key down, double click on that one. Okay, that looks good. And it looks like it worked that time. So we're just going from this point all the way up to the back part, and we'll do the same thing with this side. Okay, and then continue on down here like that. And it looks like I didn't get that one. There we go. So we've got them all, and we're going to go up to here, I guess, like that. I think that's what we want to do. Maybe not these. Let me hold the control key down and don't select those. That'll probably work. Yeah, I like that. All right, so the R key, and we'll scale those in as well, like that. Kind of the same thing. So I'm going to go to the top view and kind of get an estimate where we're at here. I'm going to pull them in right to about there. That looks good. We want the same kind of thing going on. Here we go. That looks good. And the only problem is we've got this part sticking out now. Okay. And we have that part sticking out. So we are going to make some changes here. All right, so we're going to work on the handle. Okay. Everything else looks pretty good. So I'm going to click on the handle, and I'm going to do Control 1. And in the back, we're just going to click on edges. We're just going to select the back edges. So I'm just going to click on that one down to that one. And this one down to this one, like that. Very simple. Oh, I forgot to use the shift key. There we go. So we're not doing anything else, just those, and we're going to go ahead and hit the R key. And I'm going to go back into hide it, or show everything, so Control 1. And we're going to go ahead and scale that down until we don't see it anymore. There we go. Okay, that looks good. All right. So everything needs to be soft in here. Okay, everything needs to be soft in there. But I got one more thing that I've got to do, is this back part. So let's go ahead and click on that and do Control 1. And we want to add an edge loop here. Okay, so I'm going to go and right click and go to Insert Edge Loop and insert an edge loop right about there. Okay, the same thing with this one. We're going to click on that edge loop. Okay, all the way down like this. And on the side all the way down like this. And hit the R key to scale that. And we're going to do Control 1. And we're going to scale that until that disappears within that piece there, like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, and now this piece, if I go to selection mode, that piece, that's sticking out a little bit too far, so I'm going to pull that in just a bit, not very much, just about like that. And that looks pretty good so far. I think we've got the basic shape of the top piece, the back piece, nothing sticking out. And if it does, we'll get to it. But that's really good on the basic shape. The only problem is that this thing's way too big. So we are going to go ahead and scale this in just a smidgen this way. Okay, that's pretty thick there. And then we're going to go to edges right here. And we are going to scale those in quite a bit. We want to, not to a point or anything. We won't want that to look interesting. So we're going to do that quite a bit thinner right there. Maybe something like that would be good. Okay, so that looks much more interesting than what we had before. Okay, and little things we want to fix is we want this to look pretty square. So I'm going to select the edges here. Okay, I'm going to hit the Q key and select the edges here. And anything that I see that I want to make it a harsh edge, so I'm going to click on the top pieces here. Okay, just kind of make sure these are all sharp. That is important. Okay, so hold down the spacebar, go to Mesh Display, and go to Harden Edge. And when we look at this now, we see a nice beveled edge right here that we see on top as well, like right here. That looks good. Do the same thing with this guy right here. I'm going to select the edge, click on that one, rotate around, and click on that one. There we go. Just kind of see, and I'm going to delete that one. Not delete it, but just don't have it, don't show it. I'm going to click on these guys right here to make sure those are nice and sharp. Okay. I think everything else is looking pretty good. Let's add these two as well. And we don't need that middle part there, so I'm going to take that off. But we're going to go ahead and hold the spacebar down, go to Mesh Display, and go to Harden Edge. There we go, and that should harden that edge, make it look just like that piece right there. That looks great. I like that. Okay, and then on the bottom piece here, we see all kinds of issues. That has to do with closing this in, scaling that in, made this handle look really, really bad. So We're going to go to these edges here. I'm going to select all these edges right here, all of them. And we are going to, actually I probably could do this on the front view. So I'm going to select all these like this. And we want these to be selected. So the Control Z back and go in perspective this time is kind of do these. And normally, for some reason, they usually are soft, but for some reason this is not softening. So we want to get this edge, and the bottom edge here needs to be softened. It won't look right if we don't. So we're softening that. That looks good. Just make sure everything is selected to soften over here too as well. Time consuming, but we need to do it. I'll just go ahead and double click that, get this looking smooth. Then we can always make changes or adjustments at that time. So I think that looks pretty good. We're going to soften that up. Let's see how that looks. Because I don't like how it looks right now. Let's go to Mesh Display, Soften Edge. Here we go. And get into selection mode and select it. And that looks better. We've got some shadow stuff going on here. Which is because we still need to add, this is a harsh edge right now. So we're going to add that. And that unfortunately needs to be added too, and this probably does too. If we don't, it will try to, it gives you that weird shadow, and sometimes I've seen that as black. So, but it'll change the minute I harden it. So I'm going to go to Mesh Display and harden. You'll see it go right away. So now that looks much better. We got a nice tight edge here, and this is a lot smoother, although we still have some weird issues. Let's see if we can't get that fixed totally or get it close. It's just the fact that we need to smooth those. Try that again. Okay, that's going to be softened there. That's better. Okay, so hard edge on the outside, soft on the inside. Okay, you can keep working on that if you want to, but I think that looks pretty good. There's our handle. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so that's all we're going to do right now, and then when we come back, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start beveling certain edges to make this even look better. So we're getting really close. It looks really good. So go ahead and save your project, and I will see you in the next video.